What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the HBCU Campus Rundown. My name is Sabrina Martin. I got my co-host here.
What's good, y'all? I'm Makai, tuning in from Winston-Salem State University.
Okay, Winston-Salem checking in. And we got a very special guest with us tonight. We have Miss Patria Gatson, Miss Talladega College. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Patria.
Well, thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. I am Patria Gatson. I am Miss Talladega College, and I also humbly serve as the 35th Miss National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame. And I am a senior biology pre-med major and a double minor in psychology and sociology, and I hail from Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes, from Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, so what is life like on the campus of Talladega College? And for those who don't know, where is Talladega located?
So Talladega College is located in Talladega, Alabama. Our institution was founded in 1867 by two former slaves, Thomas Tarrant and William Savory. And our school serves as the first first private HBCU in the state of Alabama. And we are the home of the Amistad murals. And so far, HBCU life on our campus has been different. It's evolving. It's weird to say that we're actually living in a pandemic. It's really odd. But HBCU life has just transformed. There are certain precautions that we have to take, for instance, for our safety. Most classes have been, transverted onto online. And if we have in-person classes, then it has some restrictions. So if we have a class, only a certain amount of students can be in that particular class. We have different safety precautions like social distancing, 6 feet apart, and also borders. And there's also hand sanitizer all around our campus now, which is a nice little accessory giving to the pandemic. But campus life overall has just slowed down compared to how it was prior from COVID. Parties have kind of dwindled down, gatherings have kind of dwindled down, and everyone is now forced to kind of like stay inside and actually study. So that could be a good thing and a bad thing, but I feel like it does more good for more students on an academic level because, hey, we got to study now. We have no excuses or distractions now.
Right.
So. And it's crazy because I'm like, because I came out of Tuskegee in 2012, and I'm like, I can't even imagine going to school during a pandemic, not being able to go out to the yard and chill out and just have that social life. So it's crazy. But I mean, I really commend the students, you all, for really being able to adapt to this new way of living. And so I know you and Makai, who are actually, in the student space, I've talked to him about this before. I'm like, wow, like it's amazing. Just the creativeness and things that you have been able to do, like the virtual campaigning and all these virtual events that's going on. So that's amazing. So before we get into it, what are some things that, first give us your background and how you got to your HBCU to Talladega College.
Well, before I even came to Talladega College, I don't know if some people have ever heard the saying, I didn't choose this life chose me. I feel that extremely strongly when it came to my HBCU, because I feel like my HBCU chose me. I feel like God speaks through people. I've had people say, you should go to Talladega College. And I was like, Talladega, who? I've never heard of Talladega. And coming from a predominantly white high school, I didn't know what an HBCU was. I was like, HBCU, who? What is that? So coming to an HBCU was just an eye-opening experience. I got to have a culture shock. I had the chance to actually experience my culture and get engulfed in my culture and understand what I am and what I am capable of. And that's just Black history in general. And it was just an amazing experience. Honestly, my HBCU has done so much for me, but I've heard Talladega from other people and people that were pushing me to go to an HBCU because I didn't know what an HBCU was. And I've learned so much about myself being here. And not only my institution, but all HBCUs are meant to enhance you. And that's the value of an HBCU. It enhances you as a person. And it pushes you academically, mentally, and emotionally to aspire. And my HBCU has pushed me to aspire. I had the chance to have a voice. I didn't feel like I had a voice in high school. I didn't feel like I had the recognition that I deserved in high school. So this experience, my HBCU experience compared to my high school experience contrasts so much. And I got the chance to actually identify who I wanted, to define who I actually wanted to be. So that's the beauty of an HBCU in my eyes. But yes, I heard Talladega from my family members and some friends of my mom. And it's just, I'm happy that I came here like and got an HBCU experience.
Yes. I love them. And you know, Talladega is one of the smaller HBCUs. And so a lot of people, you know, they're not too familiar with it. So what are some things that people should know about Talladega College?
I love how you stated that our school is small, and something that I even said during my campaign is that I feel personally that the smaller the institution, the bigger you are. The bigger the institution, the smaller you are. So yes, we are small, we are compact, but we are a family. And there's nothing like a family bond with your institution. There's when I say family, there's professors that will call you if you miss class. That's HBCU though, not just my institution.
Right.
So there's, like I said, professors that will call you. There's friends that you, long-lasting bonds that you will make. So yeah, our institution is small, but our pride is strong. And our Diga love is really, really long. You know, it's very strong. So yes, our institution is small, but I love it. I personally love it because it feels cozy. It gives me that cozy family atmosphere.
Yes, I love it. Like you say, that family dynamic and professors calling you like, what's going on? You know, like really, that's
Right.
definitely one of the great things about having the HBCU experience, you know, versus the larger institutions. It's like, it is a family. It's like any given moment, you can go back 10 years, 20 years later, and you can still have those same relationship with the professors, even the cafeteria workers, you know, and
Yes.
whatever. So,
It's
um,
brief.
so let's get into student leadership, because I know myself when I was on campus, I didn't serve as a student leader, but I know yourself and Makai, you two are both student leaders. Makai, you want to talk about what you do on campus?
Well, I'm an SGA senator, so I build legislation, and you know, I help be an advocate for the student body and my peers. That way, our campus can be better, and we can enhance and continue the legacy of Winston-Salem State University.
Yeah. So on our last episode, we talked about what is it like campaigning during the pandemic, because you just became Miss Talladega, right? 2021.
Right.
So you had to do the virtual campaigning too.
I did.
So what was that experience like? I mean, how did that go for you?
It's different. Everything is different. I can remember during my campaign being kind of insecure about campaigning, because I'm not really huge on social media. I don't really post unless I have to, because I'm more in the books. I'm a biology major. So I'm more like, oh, well, you know, I'm studying. I don't have time to be posting online and selfies and this and that. So it was just different campaigning, let alone campaigning virtually. And some things that you would probably hit when you're campaigning online is getting that one-on-one connection, feeling that person's energy, and actually knowing if they're actually engaged. And something that I actually came to the realization today, like I felt like, wow, am I doing enough? And I felt like this because everything is so virtual now. It feels so virtual to the point that it feels fantasized. It doesn't feel real. And something that I had hit, that blockade that I had personally had hit, was feeling that, okay, people know me, but do they know me? Have they know of me, but they haven't talked to me in person. They only see me over a screen. So it's a different type of relationship and different type of communication that is over a phone or a computer screen. It's not as intimate as it would be if it was actually in person. But something that I had to actually learn was to be creative. I had to be flexible. I had to be strategic in my work ethic when it came to posting things online. I said, okay, well, I cannot have group meetings and gatherings. So this is what I can do. I can host a Zoom and we can talk about this. So during my campaign, I was very, very focused on mental health. One, because the pandemic has really put its toll on a lot of students and people overall. And I wanted to make sure that students were in the right mindset, because before we do any action, our mind has to come before that matter. So I wanted to make sure that students' minds were in the right place. And it's hard to feel like we're doing something and that we are something when we're not going out and living our lives, when we're stuck in a room. It can become depressing to some. And a lot of people are filled with doubt. So during my campaign, I really pushed mental health, making sure that I would post events like self-care Sundays, where I would talk about perseverance, resilience, and just drive, making sure that students know that they knew that they were capable of doing these things. So I just really was pushing mental health. The small things matter the most, but it's been different. But I'm not saying it's the end of the world. It's just been different.
Mm-hmm. It has been, yeah. Oh, go ahead, okay.
Nah, the small things really do matter, and you actually just motivated and inspired me, because I plan on running for a Mr. position on campus. So
Okay, you do it.
just really, yes, but yeah, you really have to. It's been difficult because I'm an outgoing person, and I love to connect with students and my peers one-on-one and in person. So it's really pushed me to do my motivational stories on Instagram and FaceTiming my peers and emailing and Zoom. So I'm in the same boat with you. So I understand. And I wish you the best with the rest of your time.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I think it's important for people to know too, because you said that before you started campaigning for Miss Talladega, you wasn't really that active on social media. You wasn't, the heavy, the selfie queen and all that type of stuff,
Right.
But you still managed to become Miss Talladega. So I think that's important for people to even know too, and take note that, look, you don't have to be what everybody else appears to be. You can still be
Right.
you and still, become Miss Talladega, that student leadership position. So what are some things going on now on the campus of Talladega? Like, how has you all's week been? Did y'all have any events that happened this week or anything?
During this week, well, the month of February, we have been having like Black History events. So not too long ago, we went to the Legacy Museum and actually paid our respects to the things that were in there, the historic artifacts that were in there. So that was really nice. And we've had African drum sessions and things to actually inform students of their history and just have students engulfed in their culture. And we've been doing small things around campus. We can't do too many in-person gatherings or activities, but we've been trying to get the students out and active with these small events. Some things we've been doing are Zooms and also lives. So if I've had a live actually not too long ago, that was called The Road to Royalty, where I just explained my journey of becoming Miss Talladega College as well as Miss NBCA Hall of Fame, and just giving people real life advice, because overall it's just real life advice. There's no blueprint of how to get certain places. And I personally believe that success is not the goal, it's the journey getting there. So just small things to just inform students of their worth and have them engulfed in their culture and embrace who they truly are. Those are some things that we've been doing on campus, hosted by SGA, some from my royal court, and etc. So.
Okay. Now you mentioned Miss NBCA Hall of Fame. What is that? For those who don't know, what is that organization about?
Okay, so Miss NBCA Hall of Fame stands for Miss National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame. And that simply means that I serve as Miss HBCU, and I represent HBCUs on a national level. Yes, so that's what Miss NBCA Hall of Fame means. And in order for me to get this position, I had to compete against other campus queens, which was a great experience, a wonderful experience. I didn't think that I would get the opportunity and the honor to work side by other HBCU queens. And it was honestly amazing. I love seeing their talents and their speeches and stuff like that and things that they had going on. It gave me more insight how vast and different HBCUs can be. And yes, I just represent HBCUs on a national level. It was a great experience to actually represent not only my institution, but HBCUs overall. And it's a great experience. I've been, just living the reign. It's been different because of COVID,
Right.
but I'm still making the best out of it.
I was just about to ask, so you campaigned for this virtually too?
Yes, I did.
Virtually, wow.
Yeah. So in order to actually, campaign for Miss NBCA, you have to have a queen position. And my queen position before having that was Miss Talladega College. You see that in the back? That's actually my Miss NBCA Hall of Fame sash. And this is my crown for Miss HBCU, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was judged by votes. So we had to reach out to our communities to vote for us and, just inform them that, okay, we did a talent portion, we did an auditory portion, and now the community had to vote for the queen that they felt was fit, have this position. So yeah, I had to campaign for both, making sure that people were voting, and I had to do a talent for both and do a speech for both. So it's about equivalent. The only difference was for Miss Talladega College, I only competed against a contestant that was at our institution versus Miss NBCA, which is against other HBCUs. So that was, I competed against 17 other HBCUs. So it was different. It was competitive. It was great though. I loved it.
Wow. I love it. So you got a lot going on, but so I want to know, how do you, being having two leadership positions, and then being a student and you get ready to graduate. So, I mean, what are some things that you do to even, I guess, keep that balance between the social life, the class life, and that? What are some things that you do?
Well, I have to meditate. I pray. I have to take a step back sometimes if I feel overwhelmed and just take my time. I understand that I'm human, and I'm an advocate of showing women how human I am, that I am not perfect, that anyone can do anything if they put their mind to it. But honestly, I have to just take a deep breath in and let it go. I have to understand that some things I just cannot control. And that's one thing that COVID has taught me, is that, hey, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
Right.
So just going with the punches, going with the flow, and just accepting, let go and let God. Honestly, you can't stress over things you cannot control. And so I take my time when I need it. I listen to my body, I listen to my mind. And if I am stressed, or if I'm under distress, then I take, precautions that I need to make sure that I'm mentally stable and physically safe. Because stress does nothing but kill.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I like to paint, so I paint and do poetry. So those are some outlets that I have.
And I want to ask you and Makai as well, because you all both being students still, and I know Patria talked about mental health, your campaign. You say you kind of honed in on that aspect of it. So I want to ask you all, do you think that HBCUs, or we're doing enough like on campuses to really tackle issues with mental health, or do you think that there are more things that could be done to really help students with just to really keep their mental health in check?
Well, I feel like there could always be more improvement with anything. But during this time, yeah, I feel like we've been doing a lot. I've been trying to do a lot for the students when it came to mental health, making sure that, hey, I care about you. You are wanted, you are needed. Just, words of affirmation, making sure that they know and acknowledge that they are valuable. And if you feel something, then you are something. If you think something, then you can be it. So anything that you can envision, you can manifest it. You can manifest that. So I just wanted to, I feel like our school has been doing that with our student bodies, making sure that we are moving and we're progressing, and that we don't stop, and remain stagnant, because when we stop, we get comfortable and then we don't move. So we've been trying to keep our students active, making sure that they, are active on campus, making sure that they come to events. If they, at least invite, we can't force anyone to go out, but we are in, enforcing that. Like, hey, okay, we're having this. So if you, let's say we want to have a seminar on being Black, a Black woman, or having natural hair, because I know sometimes you just don't feel like getting out of bed. And if we can just talk about the simplest things that make us feel human, then I feel that within itself has pushed mental health to a second degree, and it has improved a lot of students' self-esteem. Just knowing that they're not alone, that you're not alone here, and that we all are going through the same thing. So I feel, yeah, we've been doing that for sure.
Yeah, I agree. My institution has been doing a great job with that as far as mental health programming. And we actually have a mental health week that's coming up because they took our 2 mental health days away, but we're going to do programming for a whole week, which is great. But I've been really trying to do is maybe a one-on-one or a group type of mental health awareness, and maybe calling people on my phone who I know on campus. Are you okay? Like doing a check-in, the group meets for my classes that I may have created or have classmates. How are you doing? If you're not okay, they have resources in the help center. If I can help you with it, you can contact me or somebody else will, or our campus counselor. So I'm very hands-on on my campus and big for mental health. And I just try to spread positivity any way I can and just be here for my student body, because I think that's what our students need the most. And sometimes that one-on-one can be the most beneficial thing, because a lot of students don't want to come out and say it in a big group or at a programming event or in a class. Just reach out.
Right. Right. I like that. And what are some words of advice that the both of you can give to students who want to run for leadership positions on their campus? And hopefully, the pandemic is going away soon, but even just during the pandemic, like, what advice do you have for just getting ready to even prepare yourself to become a student leader?
So something that I would personally advise anyone that is wanting to run for any position is just be prepared. Be prepared, be organized. But I don't say this in like a physical, tangible way. I say this in a mental way. You have to be prepared to have this overflow of information coming your way. You have to be ready for other people's opinions and other people's beliefs. You have to be ready within yourself. You have to know your purpose, your goal. You have to know these things. And that is nothing to scare. I'm not saying that to scare anyone, but just to inform you that you have to be mentally prepared for these positions, if that's SGA, if that's a royal court position, or any club or organization leadership role. You just have to be ready and prepared and walk with integrity and originality and just say, I have this, I am this, and do it, and make no excuses for yourself, because if you put yourself in a predicament, you have to be prepared. So yes, be mentally prepared, know why you're doing this, why it drives you, why it makes you passionate about it, and do it for the right reasons. Be humble, love what you're doing, and embrace the process, because everything is not going to be easy, but you're going to learn so much about yourself during this process. If you get the position or if you don't, you're going to learn so much about yourself, and you're going to discover your full potential. So that's something that I would advise, just being a campus queen. And this is simple, statement, just be prepared.
Yes. She said it. She took all the words out of my mouth. I really can't speak right now, but all I would say is be unapologetically you, like be authentic, be yourself. That's the main thing. And like she said, like whether you win or you lose, or you get the position or you don't, the journey is the most important thing. Obtain all the knowledge you can. That way you can apply it to the rest of your life, or you can apply it to your friends, your family, people around you the most. And know your mission.
Right.
I would say that.
That's some great advice. Hey, drop some gems there. I love it. And so, yes, snapping it up for that.
Yes.
So, Patria, as a grad, you're getting ready to graduate. So, as you get ready to take that next step into, I guess, what I call the real world, what are some things that Talladega, or like, what's one of the biggest lessons that Talladega College has taught you that you can carry over to your post-college life?
Wow. So I can say this, and truthfully, I love these questions because they they force me, they allow me to reflect on myself and reevaluate the things that I have been through. And when I get this question, I can honestly say that I have left my legacy and that I am Black history. I am Black history, and I am the present, and I am the future, because that's the power of an HBCU. You will be remembered, even if you did get something or if you didn't. But something that I would say that my HBCU has left with me would be, honestly, that I am capable of anything that I put my mind to, and that I am perfect in the eyes of my HBCU, and my HBCU reassured me that I can, and I feel like I can because my HBCU told me that I could. Now I feel and I have the confidence that I can do anything. I can apply myself anywhere because my HBCU gave me, instilled that confidence within me. It gave me that fair and equal playing field that I felt that I deserved, that I felt like I never really got at my other institution. It gave me a fair playing field, and it gave me my soil to flourish. I flourished here because I had put my value in a different area. And it shows you that, hey, you can do this. I'm your stepping stool. I will help you. And that people are out here to help you. So something that I would say that my HBCU have taught me is that I have gotten reassurance as a person. I have gained confidence as a Black woman. And now I feel like I can do anything and I can reach for the stars because my HBCU told me to. It gave me the reassurance that I could. It gave me a second chance. So,
yes. I love it. I love that answer.
Yeah, I love it all. She got a way with words, but you are Black excellence. Every time you speak, I get chills. That's just me, but.
Oh, thank y'all. Yeah. I love y'all.
That answer could have been, you know how they have like the music, slow music playing in the background, and then you have this answer. Like, that's what that reminded me. It's like something you really like reflect on. I'm like, dang.
I had all chills. She was talking to, because it's doing the same thing. My HBCU is reassuring me. Like,
yes. So as we get ready to wrap up, what are some things that people don't know about you? Give us some like 3 fun facts about Patria.
Okay, so fun fact, I am a nerd. However, I like to watch anime. I like watching anime. Those who know, and those who don't. But no. I watch anime.
Now we know.
Right.
I am a Taurus. That's just a zodiac sign. If y'all know what zodiacs, I am a Taurus. I'm a bull, so that means I'm stubborn, very strong-willed. And something else I would like for someone to know is that I am a poet. I am an artist. I love art. Not only am I, intellectually in the books, but I love expressing myself through my paintings and poems. So check me out on Instagram because I posted my poems there.
Can you give us some poems? You keep bringing it up. Can you give us a little snippet of one of your little poems or something real quick?
Okay. I'll do this for you. Okay. So I have a poem that's called Shoot, and I did it during my campaign, but it's kind of versatile. So this is just a small snippet from the full one. It says, shoot, know who you're dealing with, conversate with me and have a mental shift. I am a force to be reckoned with, a woman of power and grace. You might get intimidated by my pace, but I ain't gonna let nobody keep me in the same place. That's just a snippet. I got the rest on Instagram. Stay tuned.
Okay, look, her Instagram. What? Give us the Instagram so we can find some.
And it's actually an auditory poem. It's a spoken word, so it's not something that you have to read. But my Instagram is Patria_224. That is my personal Instagram. PATRIA_224. That is my personal Instagram. I have a Facebook. That's just my name, my first and last name. Gatson, PATRIAGATSON. And those are my 2 social platforms that I use the most.
You just got a follow from me.
I'm gonna follow you back. I follow back.
Cool. I love it. And what's next for you? Like, you getting ready to graduate? You got any jobs lined up, or you still kind of?
So I actually applied to this STAR Prep program. It's a year-long biomedical research program that I applied to. I just got done. Well, I got done with the application not too long ago, and it's for the University of Maryland. And I'm excited about it. I got my references, I got my personal statement going, and I'm also applying to some other prep programs like at UAB, and I'm looking at some other things for my time after I graduate, just to give me some more experience and time to study. Because my main goal, my after goal, is to apply to medical schools, but I need to prepare that before I go. So if I can get some research experience or staying active in the sciences, I will do that and actually study for my MCAT until I apply to medical school. So
that's great, but we already gonna claim it. You already got accepted. We're gonna claim it.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. I love it. Well, congratulations on everything you've accomplished and getting ready to graduate. I mean, I tell students enjoy that college life, because I swear I'm like, dang, if I could just go back to the yard for just give me a couple days on the yard just to kind of chill out and
right.
Yeah, you miss it. But thank you so much. You got any final words you want to leave with the listeners?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say thank you guys for having me here on Historically Black Sense. I love sharing myself with the viewers, my virtual family. Thank you for watching, and just remain positive during this pandemic. That's all we can do. And I believe in you, and you can reach for the stars. Don't give up. The sky's the limit. And yes, have a nice one. I really love this interview. Y'all are so easy to talk to. So thank you. Thank you for being so easy to talk to.
Thank you as well. I mean, this was fun. I had fun. This was like the best take yet,
It was motivational for me.